Hello everyone, welcome to Interlagos, Sao Paulo, Brazil. For the finale of the Formula Sprint 2 2024 season, will there be a final act in the conclusion of this season before the final curtain is finally dropped? I don't know if there will, but I do know that I'm joined by Alex Foulkes.
How many times do you want to use finally in a single sentence?
Well,
I think that's the challenge there.
I could have used climax.
Your final is fine.
How are you?
Yeah, so 16 races it's been.
Oh, not going to answer my question. I said, how are you?
I'm just going to ignore you because you said finally.
Okay.
Yeah, so many times, of course. What is actually the gap between the two champions? This is the kind of thing that I should be looking before the race.
You've just spoken words that should have been an internal thought, ultimately, there. You're absolutely right. Yes, you should know exactly how far off the drivers are. Micah is leading by 19 points from Patrick Magnussen. And that is the battle that we're going to watch today. Everyone's in a random skin, which is fun. Mateusz, Micah, I say random, they've chosen their earlier in the season historic Silverstone liveries that we also saw. So Mateusz, Micah for Optimal driving around in a 2006 inspired, or 2005 maybe, inspired Renault, which will be fun. We've also got Craig Patterson for Priority 1 Esports in third in the championship, and he is also running a special livery today, as we are in qualifying already. So we'll keep an eye out on the drivers' times. They will appear on the left-hand side of the screen in the tower on the left as they cross the line. There's Loic Meunier driving around in the KV86 machine, which has also got a special Brazilian livery. If you're new to the series, don't expect us to know every single livery straight away. Normally we do, but like everyone's running a special livery. If you're if you've been watching the series throughout the season, I hope you've enjoyed mine and Alex's commentary and Vince on cameras. It has been a lot of fun overall. There has been some ups and downs, especially driving standards wise, but overall we've had a lot of fun, and I hope you guys have too. We'll touch on that later, as Loic Meunier for KV86 trying to throw the cat amongst the pigeons today with Micah and Magnussen, and he crosses the line and provisionally sets pole by 4/10 from Foulkes, who's driving for Reading Game.
Yeah, but Meunier does have a 10-place grid penalty from last race, where he made contact with Joe Gillette and Mateusz Micah. I think it was in race 2 in the opening lap, where a little bit of a collision happened, and he now suffers the consequences of that. Here's Patrick Magnussen. Of course, he's second in the championship, trails by 19 points to Mateusz Micah. So essentially, he is pretty much relying on Micah retiring in one of these two races, which has not happened so far this season, but he does move up to second provisionally. For KV86, though, they are leading the team's championship by 20 points. So this could be a very decisive race where it decides both of the two championships.
Yeah, I think as he runs wide through the double left-hander, yeah, it's certainly going to be interesting to see who comes out on top in both championships. We will keep you abreast of any developments points-wise as they go to the end of race 1 and then into race 2. It is going to be close. It's going to require all 4 drivers from both teams to be absolutely on it. I would say, with the 10-place penalty that Meunier does have, he's going to be pushed to really help Magnussen drivers-wise in race 1, but certainly in race 2, keep an eye out on Meunier. Of course, the Optimal cars, Micah leads the championship right now, and I think it's Magnus Ockenhaug is driving today, isn't he? So therefore, those are the 2 drivers to keep an eye out for. Ockenhaug currently down in 20th place in qualifying. He'll hope to improve.
Yeah, it's an interesting start to qualifying. There's still 10 minutes left, and a lot can happen. Is Micah even in the session?
No, I can't see him right now, no.
He hasn't set a lap, so this might be interesting.
Must have abandoned the first one. Is he in the pits, or is he out on track? Micah. We had a cut on his first lap, according to Vince.
So now he's on his second outlap attempt.
Yeah, there's quite a short lap here, so it won't be too much of a problem for him. They'll be able to get easily 3 runs and possibly even 4 with such a short lap here. I'd imagine they'll get the 4th run in. So not so much of an issue compared to Spa, for example, where you could only realistically get 2. And as a result, drivers were using or doing 2 timed laps in Formula Sprint 2 earlier this season. Here, it's all about getting that golden lap under your belt. With the shorter lap, you would expect potentially that the second lap would still be viable as an option, as Micah is now on a flying lap. Let's see what he can do.
Yeah, so into this double left-hander here. He's only 0.017 behind Loic Meunier's best time currently. Or is that his... No, it can't be his personal best, but behind Meunier, not that far for Micah. This is quite an interesting track, actually, when you come to this middle sector here. Essentially repeats itself twice, where you have, oh, that's a big slide, but a hairpin into a long sweeping left turn, and then another hairpin into a long sweeping left turn. Interesting choice, I think, for Interlagos, but it makes an interesting bit of racing and a lot of overtaking opportunities at many points through the lap. You know, you've got the first corner, the third, fourth corner. Oh, Micah, 1.2 seconds faster in the second sector. Not 1.2 seconds.
1.2?
That'd be impressive. That would be really impressive.
Yeah.
1.2 tenths faster in the second sector.
It used to be a lot longer, the track. Used to actually drive... So the section that we now know as the Center S is through Decina de Lago. They used to run that kind of in reverse because the track doubled back on itself. It used to be pretty much double in length, the track back in the day. As Joe Gillette for Hunter Birch crosses the line now. Let's see if he can improve on his lap. Moves up to second place, and he wiggles across the line happy with that lap time. But yes, it used to be a lot longer, this track layout, and that middle section of the track. If you get a chance to look on Google Earth or anything like that, you can still see some of the remnants of the old track still in existence. Patrick Magnusson now usurps Gillette for P2, so it's championship rival versus championship rival right at the top of the timesheets.
Yeah, trading blows somewhat with the lap times is what I'm going to expect when it comes to qualifying. We've probably got about 3 more laps left, or 2 more flyers left from each of the contenders. And so that should be certainly interesting. Here's Cas Reitveld in the Apex Grand Prix. They're running a special livery. I can't actually tell what that is trying to be, or whether it's just...
It's just a special livery. What did you say, Vince? Their first concept livery. Oh, right. Yeah, so this is like before the season started, they decided not to run with this livery. I actually really like it. I think more than their actual livery.
Really?
Especially the way the swoop is on the side. Here's the priority one. Williams, back in its early 2000s form. In fact, did they run this earlier this season, or did they run the red 99 one? They ran this at Silverstone, did they? Okay, I know for sure they've run the 99 Williams livery before Priority One Esports, but yeah. By the way, if you hear me talking and getting answers off, it's not me talking to myself. It's me talking to Vince, our cameraman, who doesn't like to put his voice on the stream. Although I don't see why you don't, Vince. You probably should. He said maybe in the future. Depends if we get our slidey graphic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can we have a slidey graphic? I didn't get a response. Is Ockenhauken. I can hear him rolling his eyes.
He's probably begging you to shut up, or about to server meet you, or something along those lines. But yeah, it's a shame that we can't bring this into next season as well.
Here's Ockenhaug, who's 6 tenths down in the middle sector and is really struggling here in qualifying. He needs to be a lot closer to his teammate if he's going to make any difference at all to the teams and drivers championship for Micah and Optiminal. But unable to do anything right now. Meunier is on a purple. Let's see if he can go purple. He can. Or he can't, but he puts it on pole anyway. 6 thousandths to Micah. Of course, we'll start P10 at best, but a pole position would do his race 1 chances of world of good. Brody Lawless now P5. The thing is, with such a short lap, you will get very, very tight overall lap times. As you can see, a second covers the top 20. If you're just a fraction off in a couple of corners, lose a tenth here or there, it could drop you, 5 or 6 positions. It's one of those tracks that really matters from that point of view. As Micah comes through the middle sector, a nice little helicopter camera view. I like the way it cycled through the cameras here. There's some pretty good trackside cameras set up for us by Chris Williamson. Thank you very much, Chris. Does all of the track modifications in GPVWC and all the liveries and everything else behind the scenes. He's absolutely critical to GPVWC's success and doesn't get talked about very much. So thank you, Chris, once again.
Yeah, Micah had a bit of a slide in that second hairpin, which is somewhat unoptimal when it comes to lap time. He lost 7/10 of a second in Sector 2 alone, so it's going to show just how fine the margins are in qualifying, trying to find that time. Here's Craig Patterson. He's 1.4 seconds behind his, I think, Loic Meunier. I don't know who that plus 0.141 represents, to be honest. Is it from the leader, or because it counts as an improvement? It doesn't matter anyway, because he's lost almost a second in that second sector. But
it's against the fastest lap time, I believe, not the fastest sector. So the current fastest lap time, that's what that's against. So you can still be green. Strange. You can still be green, look, but plus 0.177. So that's a personal best first sector for Shimon Kanda here, but he's best part of 0.2 off the current fastest lap.
Right. Ben Skinner has set a purple first sector, although that I think is mainly down to top speed. From what I can tell, it's 252.2 kilometers an hour, although it's not the fastest out of everyone. Bobby Vakinova, 253.4.
Yeah, that first sector is only it's only the first 3 corners. As you say, it's 2 long straights as well. And the final sector is basically just the final corner and then this straight. So you will see very close final and first sector times generally. And that's a Justin Wilson helmet, by the way. In that Team RNG Minardi, nice to see. As Skinner, well, it looks like a Justin Wilson helmet. I'm not 100% sure it is on second glance.
How could you tell from the 2.5 pixels that we get?
Because they have, Justin's helmet was multicolored on the sides with a red top just above the white halo that was very commonplace in the 90s and 2000s. The white halo around the top of the helmet for sponsor logos. Patrick Magnussen then on a lap, he's still P3 and will want to jump ahead of Micah if he can. This would put him currently second on the grid. As the clock ticks away, we're now heading into the final runs for everyone, and I'm still looking to see whether Ockenhau can improve his position, because he's really struggled this session overall, and he's currently P24. Has done a personal best first sector, but a pretty average middle sector on his current lap. Keep an eye on him as Magnussen flies through the middle sector, a little bit wide on the apex there of the left-hander, and coming through towards a tight right-hander here, which is called Cotovelo. And then Magulio is the left-hander before the final real corner, which is called Junshao. And through the left-hander he goes. He only lost 0.5 tenth in the middle. That's now was too wide. Patrick Ure, unfortunately, trying to throw everything at this final lap that he has. He may have enough fuel for one more go. Let's see whether he has the tyres for it. We'll keep an eye on his sector times. Ockenhau did improve up to P18. He's got 1 chance left to do another lap, as Patrick Magnussen only lost a couple of tenths in that final corner shenanigans. I'm surprised it didn't ping him for track limits, actually. But he is absolutely flying through the first sector. Who else is on a lap? Is anyone else out there on a lap? Micah's on a lap. He's set a 20.6 in the first sector, as Patrick Magnussen set to purple 20.503 through the first sector. So Magnussen's really nailed those first few corners.
Yeah, he really attacked the center S's. You could see just how much he was pushing those curbs, especially on the inside. Oh, it's a bit slidey, but other than that, it looks a lot cleaner than that last time around into the opening part of the second sector. So for Patrick Magnussen, this lap is looking quite tidy, and all he has to do is essentially get around to the final corner. A bit of grass touching, but that won't be affecting him too much. And oh, this is going to be tight as Micah sets a purple second sector as well. And it's over 2 tenths faster than Patrick Magnussen. It's all going to come down to what happens in this final sector. Is Micah across the line? Will he take provisional pole from Loic Meunier? No, he is not, according to the time. But
Magnussen's in the box. Yeah. So Damir Karatko is on a lap, but not a very good one. We've got nobody else. Nobody else is on a lap. That's it. That's going to be it. So Meunier, Meunier takes pole, but he's got a 10-place penalty. So we will see Micah first on the grid, but a pole for Meunier. And that has done KV86, the world of good. We did see Ockenau down in 19th. Here's the results, though. So Meunier does take provisional pole. He will move down. Micah second, Magnussen third. Joe Gillette fourth. Great lap time from him and Damir Karatko for Hunter Birch. Brody Lawless P5. Mikhail Falkenhayn in P7 with Junior Lopez. Ben Skinner and Mikhail Turmala rounding out the top 10. 11th place goes to Craig Patterson, third in the championship. He'll be a little disappointed with that. He is in a battle for that. Bobby Vakuinov in 12th. Kas Rietveld for Apex Grand Prix in 13th. Yunus Karala, 14th place. Andrea Kinaya in 15th. And Kurt Rotjav, 16th place on the grid. Shimon Kanda, Thijs Jongstra, Ockenhaug in 19th. And Scapelli in 20th, rounding out the top 20. 21st goes to Josh Flynn with Filip Chavinsky, Florian Haase, Josh Dexter, Samui Slavev for Reading Game, Mihajlo Vicentievich, Johannes Lepit, Mike Bell, Caitlin Penny, and Victor Silva rounding out the top 30. And we have one more driver, Bjorn Golder, in last place for Smile Power. Warm up for the penultimate time, Alex.
Yeah, so that means one more podcast this season.
Well, it has been fun this season. I said we'd talk about it. Let's have a quick go over. What's been your favourite round to commentate on so far?
Genuinely, I don't know, because half the time I'm laughing at you shouting at drivers. So if it were to be me laughing at you shouting at other drivers, it would have to be like Monza or Suzuka was a great race. Just in general, it was great racing, but yeah, of course, overshadowed by
nonsense.
By nonsense, yes.
Yeah, we've had some nonsense this season. Unfortunately, it's been Monza and Singapore, where we had deliberate acts of violence towards other drivers on track. Was not the greatest look for the series. We are missing Christos Philo as well. At this round, he's also had a ban. So we've had 3 drivers banned for different reasons, unfortunately.
Two for the same reason.
Yes, but yeah, okay. 2 for the same reason. The third one, not the greatest look either. But that said, we have also had some great races. Spa comes to mind. There was some epic race 1 and race 2 action at Spa. Was great, and Canada as well. Yep, absolutely. We also, I think there was some rain early on in the season. I want to say China was pretty good. Pretty good watch. So yeah. All of these broadcasts are available in the YouTube depository. Really? YouTube depository?
YouTube depository.
Oh, we'll get through it, Alex. We'll get through it. It's only once more this season. You can go to YouTube, have a look through the depository there, and honestly, it's worth watching any GPVWC race back. We do get a chance though to read through live chat. If you're watching this live, please do chat away and subscribe in order to do so. It's a great function of YouTube. It means we can comment on the action and the comments at the same time. And yes, who will win the championship is the current vote. What do you say, Alex?
Honestly, of course, going into it, Micah is definitely the favorite, and some extra amazing things will have to happen for Micah to be able to lose the championship at this point. He's 20 points in the lead. Yeah, he's definitely looking the strongest to take the championship at this point. But I think for the constructors, KB86 at this point, looking at qualifying, has it in the bag.
Yeah, I think KB86 looks very strong pace-wise, and I'd argue that Micah has overall been the fastest driver in qualifying this season. So to see him being beaten by KB86 in qualifying, and Magnussen was very close as well. I think the KB86 could do something about the drivers as well. It would have to be a big turnaround, as you say. The gap is 19 points, but stranger things have happened, for sure. There's quite a big gap in points between first and second as well. It's 5 points in race 1, for example. So if Magnussen can somehow take, let's say, 10 points out of Micah in the first race, anything can then happen in race 2. Hopefully nothing nefarious, of course.
I was told that the exact numbers at some point, if Patrick was to win both races, I think Micah would have to finish 6th in the first race, or something along those lines.
Can I just say, but we'll go back to that in a second, but just whilst we're on board with the Hunter Birch here, there was you can see on the halo, it says RIP Harrison 2014 to 2024. And we'll just briefly mention that Ed Hunter has sent us a message. He said, just a heads up, if you see an onboard from one of the cars tonight, you might notice a small message on the halo paying tribute to one of my Cub Scouts, Harrison, who very sadly passed away from cancer last week at the age of 10. It felt right to do a small tribute to him, since one of the things he loved was racing. He talked to me about when he went to Brands Hatch this year to watch Speedfest and absolutely loved it. So that's what that's all about. I don't want to ruin the upbeat and irreverent tone of your podcast / commentary, so no worries. Well, I think it's very important that we mention these things when we see them and when they're brought to our attention, especially with someone so young passing away from something so awful. So thank you for doing that, Ed, and obviously GPVWC and myself personally, I want to send my respects to Harrison and his family. Obviously, a very sad time for them. So thank you, and sorry about that.
No, I agree with you. It is definitely important to bring it up. And yeah, it's Ed did also say he wanted to show this to Harrison's parents, so it should be a nice little tribute.
Good.
For the last race.
Well, yes. Well, hopefully Joe Gillette and obviously the whole of Hunter Birch, hopefully they have a good round to honour his memory. Right, let's have a little look at the championship situation again then. So obviously we were looking just now at the Micah and Magnussen situation at the top of the table. There is still a fight for P3 as well on paper. Magnus Ockenhaug is P4 in the championship. He is 27 points back from Craig Patterson. So that is quite a big gap to overhaul. I think this one's probably Craig's to lose, and especially since Magnus Ockenhaug didn't exactly set the world alight in qualifying. He will be internally disappointed with that, I'd imagine. Look at this. It looks like early 2000s F1, doesn't it? An arrows, orange arrows inspired livery following a blue, the tobacco sponsored Renault. And of course Benetton before that as well in front. It's they're both iconic liveries in their own right, and it's fun to see Formula Sprint 2 having this sort of hark back to the retro era of F1. I don't know what you would consider the retro era, actually, to be honest with you, Alex. I consider this retro, but what do you consider retro?
I mean, this car was like, this livery existed before I was born, so Oh, that's not a good sign for the race, Magnus. That's a really
Oh,
good
look, here's another one. This is the. Now, we had this conversation, didn't we? I think we decided it was the 2003 or 4 BAR.
Did we?
I think.
I forgot what we said it was.
I think
They
we
all
said
look
two.
like very similar.
I think we
It's
said
the same with the
2004. Yeah, well, you can tell the slight difference between the BAR and the Hondas of the 2005 and 6 is that they had a black airbox, I believe, in 5 and 6. The red here. Someone smarter than me will tell me I'm wrong, probably. There's also the Friesland. Here's the Jordan-inspired Friesland livery, which is sick.
It's been Jordan the entire season. That's the best part.
Yeah. Yes, it has. Yeah, and it's a really cool concept as well. Who else have we got that's running special liveries? There must be another team. Because I've got 8 written down. Oh, there's a Prost livery somewhere, isn't there? Who's in the Prost liveried car? Yeah.
Hut Performance.
Is it Hut Performance? Okay.
I believe so. No, they're the arrows, aren't they?
Are they? Who's in the Prost livery? Why can't we remember? HPS. Okay. No, yes, that's what I mean. So we now Vince has found us false information. We've obviously got the Jaguar there. Who's in the Prost livery? Help. Cap Clay, apparently.
Apparently.
Where are the Cap Clays? I can't.
I think we just watched it go by.
There it is.
Oh, there it is.
Mikhail
There's another one then. There's a different one.
What do you mean there's a different?
What's going on with SC Racing then? SC Racing has also got one.
Have they?
I believe so.
Why are we guessing? The HPS is the Jaguar, yes. Ed.
We don't know.
That's just a.
What's?
That's the standard ST.
Excellion,
livery.
do they have a special livery?
No.
No?
They've got, well, they have. They've got their really special livery that someone really nice designed.
It must have been Smile Power then.
Have Smile Power got a special livery?
I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I'm confused.
Do we ever know what's going on in Formula Sprint 2? It's always just
time.
It's always just a bit random, isn't it?
I saw a red car, like a red, fully red car. I have no idea who it was. Oh. Was it? No,
Sure, a fully red car. Who's that there? Yeah. What's that McLaren livery there?
Is that No, it's not Apex. That's what I was trying to work out. Like, who's that?
Who's that?
Who is it?
Let's just go down. Obviously, the Minardi livery for RNG they've used all season. Apex are in their OG pre-season attempt at a livery. Shimon Kanda's in GPV. What's that Freccianera there?
It is Excellion!
It is Excellion! I lied. I'm so sorry. Oh. They didn't get me to do it.
Oh. Some controversy about to start here.
But I
have a word.
Fuming. It's nice though. Although they didn't use the you can use like an effects thing in R Factor 2 where you can make that chrome if you're clever, which they didn't manage it. It was. You're right, Vince. He said the car was not chrome; it was silver. Yeah, you're right. It was chrome in 2006, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. No, 14. It wasn't fully chrome, was it? Was it? Ah, that was the. Oh no, you're right. I'm so sorry because then 24. Yes, exactly. It had the terrible front nose, which I can't say what Vince just said. But it had the terrible nose in 2014. They were awful. Google 2014 F1 cars if you're not completely familiar. The Caterham in 2014 was terrible.
No, that looked amazing. I don't know what you mean.
It was awful. 2014 F1. Yeah, no, that's just the worst looking F1 car I've ever seen in my life. The Caterham CT05. Oh my god. The Toro Rosso.
Yeah.
Now, this is the worst looking car I've ever seen in F1, I think. Teapot Ligier. Google the 1976 Ligier teapot. So bad. Good. Someone come up with the worst looking F1 car of all time. Oh look, Smile Power also have. So they've got the special Red Bull livery from Monaco. 2006 maybe?
Well, did it have Star Wars on the side?
Red
like
Bull.
A Star Wars spin-off?
F1 Monaco.
I think it is. I think that's just 2006, no? 5.
Okay, Superman in 2006 at Monaco. Superman livery. 2005 was correct, yes. That's the Star Wars one in 2005. Revenge of the Sith. Did you know there's now more time has elapsed between Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, and now than between the original Star Wars and The Phantom Menace?
No. Are we going back to Did You Knows? Let's do it.
If you're of an age of my age, then that's a crazy stat. Look at that bloke there with his hands not quite in his pockets in the top right of the screen, wearing that blue jumper.
Oh, he got caught.
He's got no. Look at his sandals. Look at his socks and sandals. Awful look. They literally went on Google and typed in stock photo of person, didn't they? And just
I'm pretty sure these are some of the developers. The higher detail ones.
That makes more sense actually. Why are they all not quite got their hands in their pockets? There's a bloke in the yellow shirt, a couple of rows back, who's also doing it. He's hooked just one thumb in.
Oh, there's 2 people between him and the.
Yeah, I know they're 2D sprites, but still. Do they always face the camera then?
Yes.
If we go to a different camera angle, are they all then still facing us like a creepy?
Yes.
So creepy. He's got a fire Rolex though, Seth Bushcan. Oh, good.
Great. He's lost it, and we haven't even started race 1.
The Cowson with the periscope rearview mirror. Yes, true. That is also awful. So it didn't have 2 rearview mirrors. I had one directly in front of the driver like a halo. That was awful. I quite like the March 711. I don't think that's so bad. Which is another comment that someone said.
Did you know that giraffes are 30 times more likely to get hit by lightning than humans?
Oh, I've got a which would win? 3 trillion lions or the sun?
The sun.
Who would you rather fight? I've got to word this right. Would you rather fight 100 mouse-sized lions or 1 lion-sized mouse?
How about neither?
No, it's a would you rather.
Neither. That's what I'd rather.
Neither. That's how you're playing. The sun is a very powerful orb. That's true. That's true. But yes, indeed, it is a trillion
3 trillion lions even fit inside the sun?
Good question. What's the mass of a lion?
I don't think it's the mass. What's the volume of a lion?
Well, the mass is easier to calculate. 190 kilos for a male. Wow, that's a lot of lion. Didn't realize they were that heavy. 190 kilograms times by 1 trillion, which is 1.9 times 10 to the power of 14 kilograms. Mass of the sun.
Sorry, no.
Oh, look at this. So, yes, so the sun is about... Well, it's to the power of 16 times bigger, so it's still an easy win for the sun. To be honest with you. That's so terrible. I shouldn't have done that one. It's an easy one. A lion would eat the sun. Next question.
Look at what I said.
Sorry,
Toby.
I was once vacuuming my room and found a recently dead mouse.
Right.
Where do you live? A barn?
Race 1 starting, Toby.
Sorry.
Ding ding.
Do you want to do the grid? You can do the grid, but make sure you say Riedfeldt's name correctly.
Riedfeld?
There we go.
Ah.
Can we do the grid? Is there a grid transition? There we go. Boom.
Oh, Mateusz Majka takes pole with his championship rival Patrick Magnussen behind him in second. Joe Gillette lines up third, and Brody Lawless in fourth position. Demi Karatko lines up fifth. Michael Falkenhayn in sixth. Junior Lopez seventh, and Ben Skinner in eighth. In ninth is Mikael Tuamala, with Craig Patterson lining up 10th. Loic Meunier, after a 10-place grid penalty, starts P11 with Bobby Vakanov behind him in 12th. Cas Rietveld in 13th with Yunus Kerala 14th. Andrea Shinaglia in 15th, and Kurt Rochov in P16.
Nice.
17th is Thijs Jungstra, and 18th Simon Kanda. After him is Magnus Ockenhaug, who's in a battle for third in the championship, with Domenico Scarpelli behind him in 20th. Josh Flynn, 21st, with Philip Savinsky 22nd, Florian Haase 23rd, and Josh Dexter 24th. 25th is Samuel Slavev, with Mihailo Vizentahevich behind him in 26th. Johannes Lepit 27th, and Mike Bell starts 28th. 29th, Caitlin Penny with Victor Silva and Björn Golder lining at the back of the grid.
Very good, very good. Well done. So for the penultimate time this season, and it's a little bit sad me saying that, I have enjoyed Formula Sprint 2 commentary at least with you, Alex, this season, is about to get underway. I've got the red lights on the left-hand side of the screen, top left, so you will be able to see them this time out, and once they go out, we will be racing. You've got Mateusz Majka on the left, and just off screen on the right is Magnussen, and away we go, and Magnussen's completely stalled. He's completely stalled, and he's been hit, and this is going to be huge for the championship. We didn't see the lights come on. I wonder if the same happened for Magnussen, actually, because he did not move. And through then goes Mateusz Majka completely unchallenged. Brody Lawless is P2, and Joe Gillette and Damir Karatko have had great starts as well. And I think it's on the inside there is Karatko fighting away, but it's Gillette who takes third, and fourth Karatko. What happened to Patrick Magnussen? He's out!
Oh, that has completely ended it for Magnussen. If Majka finishes this race, in fact, if Majka even gets to the end of this race in a points-paying position, he will have won the championship. Just on the first lap as well. That is horrible, horrible stuff to be happening to a championship fighter. And it feels so bad. But Joe Gillette, again, third behind Brother Lawless. Here's Ockenhaug already up to P13. And that is also going to hurt KV86 a lot in the championship, the team's championship as well, if Magnus Ockenhaug is able to recover to a higher points-paying position during this race. He's already up to P13. He started in 19th, if I remember correctly. Here's Meunier as well, now the only KV86 car in the race. He is currently challenging for 6th. It's a good start for him, but he has Lopez ahead of him, who's going for a move on Karatko to the inside, or tries to have a look, but is unable to get too close.
Oh, no, it's just commented. Patrick Magnussen, no input on the start. Nothing worked. Oh, dear me. He's had a problem with his wheelbase. That is the worst possible time to have an issue with your equipment. And unfortunately for him, that means the championship is most likely heading Mateusz Majka's way. Of course, the teams is now blown wide open. We'll talk about that as we go through the races. Bobby Vakuinov side by side with Craig Patterson as they head through the double right-hander. And Vakuinov comes out on top for Hutt Performance Engineering and is in 8th place. But Hunter Birch, 3rd and 4th. A great start to that for their race. And Loic Meunier, look at him, up in P5.
Yeah, and challenging Karatko, and further on, Joe Gillette So he's definitely in a position to even get up to second, potentially fight Micah as well if Lawless is able to stay close enough to slingshot Mounier towards Micah. And at this point, it's a good start for Mounier, but it's just heart-wrenching for Magnusson to be losing out that way. Micah sets the fastest lap of the race at 22.957, and yeah, this is going to go right to the end in terms of defining the team's championship. Patterson is in 9th, and his championship rival is 14th or 3rd in the championship, and that is...
I think, yeah, I think that one's pretty much going to go Patterson's way. I'd be surprised if they don't move that team up to Formula Sprint 1 if they can. Craig is a very competent driver in Formula Sprint 1, has proved that in the past as well. Mounier's wobbling his wheel, not very happy with something that's happened on that previous lap. Here's a replay of what happened at the start. As you can see, just off screen, he got absolutely battered by a reading game right at the start. That will be, he's probably pitted now, isn't he? So that would have been Slavev? No. That was Falkenhayn, of course, that was Falkenhayn. He just didn't move, Patrick Magnusson, and was immediately out, unfortunately for him. So yeah, Falkenhayn was the one who hit him. He's running pretty much last. Here's a replay of Gillette's start. And in fact, let's watch back from Mounier. So, like, yeah, just no movement at all from Magnusson, and plucked a wheel off as well. So even if he got his equipment working, there was no way through for him. And this is what Mounier did on the first couple of corners. So, of course, he's already made up a couple of positions thanks to that contact, and would be currently in 7th place, and he's now P4 on the road as well. So more shenanigans have happened the lap or two after, and in fact Mounier is progressing quite nicely towards the front of the field, and is lining up Joe Gillette. He's already disposed of Karatko, so can Mounier get himself right up into a fight with Micah? That would be interesting, wouldn't it?
Yeah, definitely, and there's still time in this race for that to happen, but he does have to navigate past Gillette and Lawless first, and that's through this sort of squiggly section in the middle of the track where he has to sort of stay with Gillette or make a move on him, just so he doesn't suffer too much from being in that dirty air, which is somewhat prevalent in FS2 this season. It's been quite a struggle for the most part for a lot of drivers. With the increased slipstream and no DRS, it's been difficult to stay with people through the corners unless you have a severe speed advantage over them.
Yeah, there's been talks of bringing back DRS for this series for next season. We did remove it at the start of the season just to try something, see if the racing was any different. It has been overall pretty good. There were tracks that probably needed it, and tracks where it was fine without. So like Hockenheim was a decent track without DRS anyway. Canada also, but there have been tracks like Baku probably is one that could have used it. Singapore also, just to keep drivers within who have been overtaken within the chance of battling their way back through again. Here's Kanaya there for Friesland battling away, and this is Loic Mounier, who's right up the backside of Joe Gillette for Hunter Birch, and Shimon Kanda fighting away here. Oh, that's a bit wide there for Kanaya, and Shimon takes the position away. They're battling away for the final points playing positions. Points all the way down to 15th in GPVWC.
Yeah, and that was nicely sort of navigated by Kanda there to get past. Of course, Shinaglia went out wide over the curbs and got pushed out by those curbs, but yeah, it was a nice little overtake, forcing an error and sweeping by, and up to 14th for him. That's 2 points instead of just the single one you would get from P15. And I think Mounier has a better chance this time around of getting past Joe Gillette into the first corner. He's much closer than he was on the previous lap, although Gillette is defending that inside line like a lion. Oh, there's contact into the first corner actually, but around the outside tries Mounier. He's going to have the inside into the second center S, and that is a done deal for Mounier now heading towards turn 4, although Gillette is not giving up that easily, and will still try to take back that third position, and around the outside in turn 4 doesn't usually work, and is unable to get a switch back even, although he's going to try it.
Yeah, they're going to go side by side as they head towards the double right, but Meunier moves into P3 overall and now has got the unenviable task of tracking down Brody Lawless and Mateusz Majka. He's 5 seconds behind Mateusz with a third of the race gone so far. We're watching Josh Flynn in a squabble here. The car in front of him is Mike Bell in that Red Bull looking Smile Power. This has been Mike Bell's one of Mike Bell's best starts to the season. Starts to the races of the season. He's moved himself up into contention for points positions, and Karatko here side by side with Gillette, and this is a squabble between teammates as well, of course. Karatko trying to take the position away from Joe Gillette, and it looks like he has made that move as they head towards turn 1 on lap 7.
Yeah, not much fighting is going to happen there. Mike Bell up 9 places. He's made it 7 laps so far. In the past couple of races, he's barely been able to make it past 1, most of the time through no fault of his own. But in terms of best starters, Mike Bell and Meunier are up there. Ockenhaug has gone up 6 positions, but has not been able to recover, as well as Meunier has, only in 13th currently, only paying 3 points to the optimal tally, and currently I don't think they would be overtaking in the championship. I think.
Yes, I think so too. Meunier up 8 positions from the start. Gillette down 2. We've also got Ockenhaug up 6 and Mike Bell, as I said, up 9. So Ockenhaug doing a good job after his qualifying performance to get himself into the points, trying to help out Majka as best he can for that particular squabble. They are currently behind Optimal KB86 in the championship. They are 20 points behind, so this will be a huge gain for them. In fact, I think they would no, sorry, the other way. Say again. I've got 20 on the standings. Oh, the website is wrong apparently. Okay, so it's 18 points the actual gap. Apologies. Right, okay, apparently the wrong penalty was applied. Okay, well, these things happen. He's not perfect, Chris Williamson. But there we are. So, back to on-track action then. And the Hunter Birches line said further back, we've got some battling going on. I think that looks like Ben Skinner potentially battling away with Cass Rietveldt. Indeed it is. Skinner going down the inside, Rietveldt trying to hold it around the outside, which will turn into the inside for the next right-hander if he's still there. He's not. Skinner swoops in front, but Rietveldt trying to make the position. He's actually got a bit of an overlap. Oh, that was tight. And Rietveldt's going to come off worse from that one. In fact, nearly overtaken by Yunus Karala. And Rietveldt really threw it up the inside into a probably not the best overtaking opportunity on the track, I would say. But that was brave from Cass, and well known in sim racing circles, Cass Rietveldt, and driving for Apex at the final round this season. And he is going to have another go at Skinner as they head onto the back straight, or the final straight, I suppose, and out of Junshao they go. And we are at the halfway point, 10 laps remaining in this race. And I think Majka probably has this sewn up looking at Meunier's lap times. And it's just about whether Meunier can get by Lawless or not, as in fact it wasn't Rietveldt down the inside of Skinner. It was Yunus Karala lining it up there, and as Rietveldt does chuck it down the inside, there is no gap there. But he will have another opportunity as they head down this short chute. He's a bit wide on the curb though, and that's going to leave him vulnerable to Yunus Karala for priority 1 esports as they head towards the left-hander. Will Karala make a move down the inside?
Well, he tries it. Slight look to the inside, just filling up those mirrors of Rietveldt here. Kanda! Oh, very well held. On the back of Magnus Ockenhaug. Tries to make a move, but over those curbs, struggling a little bit to keep that downforce and keep that grip. And here's too wide. Mike Bell gets overtaken by Thijs Youngstra. Into the inside in turn 6. I thought he was a little too brave on the brakes there. Almost went into the back of Youngstra, and that could have ended in tears, certainly. If you look to the front, though, Meunier is somewhat struggling to catch up to Brody Lawless. A second gap is there, but that gap is not decreasing probably as much as Meunier would like it to.
No, I think Mounier, although he's taken a half a second out since we last mentioned the gap, it's now, well, it sort of goes up and down a little bit as they go through the lap, but it was down to 4.5 seconds there briefly. And as they exit turn 3, it will normalize back to 4.5, I believe. Yeah, it's just, it goes up and down a little bit, the live tracker, but it's quite useful for us to look at the gaps closing in. But yeah, Mounier is probably going to only get Lawless at this current rate of closing in. It's just about whether he can get by Lawless quickly, use some slipstream, maybe he can get within a couple of seconds, and I think potentially pick up some slipstream. I think it's about 1.2 seconds he starts picking up slipstream in this series. So we'll see whether he can do that. Magnus Ockenhaug here battling away with Shimon Kanda. Kanda holding it around the outside, which became the inside. Oh, Ockenhaug goes for a late dive, given room by Kanda. And this is great racing between the two, actually. On Ockenhaug, unable to make the move yet, but he looks more likely to progress in that particular battle. In front of them, Skinner and Riefeld are still going as Ockenhaug has been sent by Kinaya there, and not quite making the move. This great helicopter shot as they come into the final corner at Junshao and onto the final straight. And Kinaya now under pressure as well from Kurt Rotiar for ST Racing. And Rotiar is right in his gearbox. Can he make the move into turn 1?
Well, I need to correct you. That was Kanda getting past Ockenhaug for P13. Here's Chinaglia to the inside against Kurt Rotiar and holds on for now to that P15 position. Although Rotiar does seem to have the better exit here. Chinaglia's off the track in the center S is not the greatest of exits and will not have as strong of a slipstream as Rotiar does, but Rotiar just doesn't have the straight line speed to pull out to that inside line. And this contact, and both of them run wide, but more so is Kurt Rotiar, and I think he's really struggling here behind other cars to get that speed as he comes under attack by Filip Savinsky around the outside. And I think, oh no, the battle is still going on. Savinsky later on the brakes is able to hold off from Kurt Rotiar and take that 16th position.
Yeah, and that's good stuff, actually, overall. Oh, down the inside goes, that's Youngstra, isn't it, on Rotiar as well. So Youngstra moves up a position, as we saw it slightly in the background there as we're following on with Chavinsky. Here's Josh Flynn in P20, and Mike Bell's kind of stagnated in 19th in this train. Can he make a move on Rotiar as they head towards the braking zone of turn 1? I think Mike Bell is going to line him up. He's going to give it a go. Goes around the outside, trying to pick up some extra slipstream from the car in front, I would imagine, and forcing Rotiar to go defensive. Can he make the move down the outside? You can do it here. And indeed, Bell, a little bit late on the brakes. He's side by side as Mounier takes P2 from Brody Lawless. That didn't take too long at all. He's 4.5 seconds off the lead, though. I don't think he can make any more positions for KB86. So this is going to be optimal taking points out of KB86. It all depends on where Ockenhaug can get to as Mike Bell. Oh, that's very tight as they head into the double left. A little bit of a nudge there from Josh Flynn on the back of Rotiar in that ST Racing car. That was very tight, but Bell swooping in front and moving up to 18th.
Yeah, Bell quite opportunistic, I want to say, making that move on Rotiar, but he did make it stick after that slight mistake in turn 1. Rotiar has fallen down to 19th just from one attack from Filip Savinsky, sending off a chain reaction, and from P16 drops all the way down to 19th. Now 4 cars between him and points paying positions, and there you can see actually the single points paying position, P15, being chased down by Filip Savinsky, and I think Savinsky will have a nice chance down the straight here in some slipstream, and I think Rotiar is also going to have a go to try and retake that position from Mike Bell as we head into turn 1. It's 0.2 across the line, although there's still plenty of time for a late dive down the inside, and it will in fact be a late dive down the inside. Here's Kurt Rotiar, tries to hold on. There's a slight bit of contact, but is unable to make the move and will actually now come under attack by Josh Flynn. I don't even know what's going on. Josh Flynn tries to the inside in turn 4. Doesn't have the straight line speed. Kurt Rotiar, with the slipstream from Mike Bell, is able to hold off and keep that P19 position. Oh, but there's a bit of a slide out of turn 4.
There is a bit of a slide. Here's Cas Rietveld as well. It's the action's happening all up and down the field. He's still battling away here with Ben Skinner and unable to get by. But Rietveld for Apex, he's doing a good job jumping into the car in the points paying positions so far. I'm keeping a close eye on Okanawa. He's not really making much progress for Optimal. He needs to for that team's championship. He can get to this fight for 11th. He's not that far behind on track. In fact, he'll appear in the background, I'd imagine, momentarily. There he is. In fact, sorry, he's 2 cars back of Rietveld, of course, isn't he, in that Renault-inspired livery. He can definitely get to P11 from this position. It's all going to be down to the wire in the team's championship, but it looks like Micah is going to take the championship victory in this race unless something dramatic happens and he fails to finish. I don't see that happening personally. Mounier is not closing in to make much of a difference. Here's Tuomala fighting away with Bobby Vakuinov. It's absolutely action-packed here at Interlagos.
Yeah, anywhere you look, there's a bit of a battle going on. You can even look between Rietveld and Ben Skinner. There's something going on over there. But here is Tuomala defending once again from Bobby Vakuinov. Vakuinov not close enough to make a move to the inside or the outside into this set of corners, and in fact fall back a little bit more than he probably would have liked to. If you look to the front as well, Mounier not able to decrease that gap between himself and Micah. It's just slowly fluctuating, but other than that, remaining about the same at 4.6 seconds. And of course, you have the concertina through the corners, but that shouldn't be affecting it too much. And it doesn't seem like Vakuinov will be close enough along this straight to get a move done, although there has been a 4 km/h difference in top speed. But I don't think that closing rate is closing fast enough for Vakuinov, although he might try a move into the first corner. A slight look, but no move done after all. Here's Cas Rietveld now on the inside in turn 1. Not brave enough to try and make a move on Ben Skinner, but tries to get the better exit heading towards turn 4. I believe it's turn 4. Correct me if I'm wrong, it's turn 3 maybe.
Yeah.
But his Rietveld in the slipstream moves to the outside. We'll have to rely on very, very good braking to try and get past Ben Skinner here. And onto...
Oh, Skinner's giving him room!
He's going to make it work, is Cas Rietveld. Oh, someone's very wide back there. That was one of the SFN cars. I think that's Philip Savinsky. And Cas Rietveld has barely making the move on Ben Skinner there. And Skinner unable to fight back for now. Does have Kanda now to contend with behind him. And Magnus Okkenhaug waiting in the wings, waiting to pick up those scraps, if any are left. And for Okkenhaug, this is going to be quite the show, I would imagine.
It's so tight, isn't it? This is all so tight. It's great to watch. And ultimately, we don't know who's going to come out on top in any of these mini battles that we're watching. But yes, we're very, very close to seeing Mateusz Micah come across the line and crowned champion of Formula Sprint 2 for 2024, and he will richly deserve it. He's been excellent all season. Here comes Kanda then, right on the back of Ben Skinner, and round the outside he tries to go with the RNG car. Oh, it's so tight as they head through turn 2. He's making it work, and through the S's he goes, the center S's, and Kanda takes 12th position for the GPVWC Academy.
Yeah, it does feel a little bit like Skinner's not racing hard enough. He's just let 2 cars past him. But he's going to try to the inside here. And, oh, there's contact! Oh no! Oh, they're so lucky that neither of them have spun round there. And I'm not going to put blame on anyone so far. Ben's going to cut across the Academy car. But that was just close racing. And here's Thijs Youngstra under pressure once again by Philip Savinsky. Savinsky to the inside, has to get hard on the brakes to not slam into the side pod of that 0-1 car. And yes, this has just been racing after racing. Like I said, Okkenhaug was just waiting for a mistake to be made, and he moves up to P12.
Yeah, I think Okkenhaug definitely the beneficiary of that particular squabble, and will be breathing a sigh of relief that he's able to make some positions at 4 for the championship battle that's going on there. Here is Tuomala then, still battling away with Bobby Vakuanov. And Vakuanov, as you say, does have that advantage in straight line speed, but cannot use it. He's just not quite quick enough out the final corner or the center S's to get by. Can he do it now this time? It looks a little bit closer as they go to the double left-hander at Subida do Lago. I'll get it in the end. But unable to make the move on this particular occasion.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be the story for these last 2 laps. Here's the battle for the final points paying positions. We cut away to watch Josh Dexter around the outside of Samil Slavev, and that battle is going to continue. And further ahead, I don't think we're going to be able to see it, but there's Place Juncture has actually got past the Friesland for that final points paying position. Josh Dexter on the outside, Slavev on the inside. There's a slight bit of contact, but I think this is Slavev's to lose here into the next corner. He's going to have that inside line, although Josh Dexter has the better exit and will be able to take 23rd. And it's quite unfortunate, really, that we cut away from the overtake for P15. But here's Matusz Majka. Currently, if he stays as it stands, he will be the champion for FS2. Here's Bobby Vakuanov finally able to get close enough to Michael Tgomala to make that move into the center S's, and he has finally, after many tries and many laps, get it done on the final tour of the Sao Paulo race circuit. What is it called? Interlagos.
I love it when that happens. Just complete brain loss. Skinner battling away here with Kanda still. These two have been... Oh, no! Oh, Ben Skinner. So sideways. Just held onto it. These two have been really battling probably a bit too hard, to be brutally honest. But it's great to watch. There is going to be only a few more corners left for Matusz Majka. He is very close now. We are on the final lap of the race. Here comes Matusz Majka, and he is going to be the champion of 2024 Formula Sprint 2. He wins race 1 here at Interlagos by almost 5 seconds from Loic Mounier, and congratulations to Matusz. Well done, my friend. He swerves across the line and is very happy indeed with his performance and the result. And he takes the championship. The final podium positions went to Loic Mounier, Brody Lawless, who quietly did a very good job for him. Karatko and Gillette, 4th and 5th across the line for Hunter Birch. And then we've got Lopez Vakuanov did get ahead of Tuamala, as you say. Patterson P9, Carala P10. And I think that means Patterson, by the way, is sewn up 3rd place as well in the championship. Carala, Riedfeld, Ockenhaug finally in 12th position, and does take points off of KBAT6 as a result for Optiminal. This man won't mind too much about that, having taken victory, and what a performance from him.
Yeah, very well done for Majka. Unrivaled performance through most of the season, barely missing a podium when it came to each race to race. I think having one of the longest podium streaks ever in FS2, although it has to be said it would have been nicer for it to be won under different circumstances for Majka. Obviously, we all missed out on a nice battle for P1, but it is what it is, and we move on to race 2 with Majka as our FS2 championship winner for 2024. Although in race 2 the teams battle still very much continues on.
Yes, it does. We have got one more race tonight. Don't go anywhere. It is very important that you stay with us. It should be a lot of fun, this next race, especially after what we've just witnessed there. But yes, Majka does take the victory in both the race and the championship. Loic Mounier P2, Brody Lawless P3, Karatko and Gillette for Hunter Birch 4th and 5th, Junior Lopez probably, in 6th place with Bobby Vakuanov 7th, Tuamala 8th, Patterson 9th, and Yunus Carala also for priority 1 rounds out the top 10. Cas Riedfeld P11 for Apex with Magnus Ockenhaug 12th, Shaman Kanda 13th with Ben Skinner 14th, Ty Silkstra 15th, Andrea Kanaya in 16th place. 17th goes to Mike Bell. Filip Chavinsky in 18th. Kurt Hrotjav for ST in 19th. Florian Haase in P20. 21st is Josh Flynn, Johannes Lepit 22nd, Samui Slavev in 23rd for Reading Game, 24th goes to Scapelli for Apex, Caitlin Penny quietly in 25th, didn't talk too much about her, Josh Dexter in 26th place, Victor Silva 27th, Vicentievich 28th, Falkenhayn after that first lap crash with the stationary Magnussen, nothing he could do about that, and 29th, Bjorn Golder 30th for Smile Power, and drum roll for Magnussen's DNF. That was race 1. Vince has been telling us over the last few races that it's break time for race 2 warm-up. I'd quite like to stay here, Vince. It's the last time we get to chat this season. Is that okay with you? We can, but the server switches. Can we go to the interview screen? Lovely. Look at this. I know it's not really interviews. Pretend there's some interviews, but obviously the server's got to switch to the next session. When that happens, we will go back to the live action. But Alex.
Yes.
Champion, Micah, thoughts?
Well, it's hard to say that the EVA contender deserved it more, really. If it weren't for all the unfortunate technical circumstances that Magnussen has encountered this season. In fact, a similar problem happened in Azerbaijan, where he retired from both races after a problem with his steering wheel. So, that it does get really, really unfortunate for Magnussen, who was leading for the most of the season until he sort of got destroyed by those unfortunate technical difficulties. But it's hard to say that Micah doesn't deserve the championship either, coming in late, a few rounds late, mind, but having an amazing performance, many podiums and many wins to try and win that championship, and definitely deserved.
Yes, absolutely. And I think I think no one would argue with either of them being crowned champion at the end of this season. But it has got Micah's way, and then it's very unfortunate for Patrick Magnussen, of course. Nobody wants to see a technical issue of that nature causing a championship loss. So, obviously, Micah entered this round ahead on points. But yes, very unfortunate for Patrick. And you wouldn't wish a technical failure, a disconnect, anything of that nature to happen to your worst enemy. Really, it's just not fair in sim racing, but it is how it goes sometimes, and these are the things you have to deal with. So hopefully the session has flipped over now and we can go back to some live action. But summarize the overall season so far for us, Alex. What do you think of Formula Sprint 2 in 2024?
We've had 31 races, 16 rounds, or 15 and 1 currently in progress. By the way, the poll for the scrolly graphic, it was 2 weeks. The winning answer was yes for 9 votes. I just want to bring this up. So you have to now, Vincent, because we've had a poll. The people have decided.
It's like Brexit. Nobody really wanted it, but the people decided. He's not even replying to us anymore, by the way. He used to just go, no. Now he doesn't even respond. It's important.
It's not democracy.
It's not.
What were we talking about? Oh, the season.
Yes, please. The important question I asked you.
We started with a lot of rain. Like a weird amount of rain, actually. Australia, I'm trying to think, China.
Yeah. We had a lot of reverse grid predictability, didn't we, as well?
Yes, hold on, let's bring this up. I don't have Excel installed. No.
What do you mean?
No.
How did you do it last time?
No, I reset my computer. I reset my Windows since then, so I don't have Excel installed. So
Why
I have
did you
try and find?
What do you mean you reset Windows? Why?
I reset Windows because it was being annoying, but that's a different problem.
I see.
I need to find the file first. That would help. But if I can open this in like Google, I can then tell you. But I think it was P11 that hasn't had a reverse grid pole this season. You genuinely have to bear with me here while I...
No, I will bear. I'm just wondering if I can work out the points for between race 1 and race 2. What needs to happen in the teams?
So, I did the calculation. It is... I forgot the calculation now. 25 plus 18. Plus 2.
25, sorry.
25 plus...
Can I have the numbers?
20. So, Optimal got 29 points. And KV86 got 20, I believe. So, now...
A 9-point swing. And the gap was 18, so it's now just 9 points again.
Yeah.
Interesting. Can they overturn that? That's the big question, isn't it, I suppose?
Yes, indeed it is. Oh yeah, +1. So, 8 points.
Oh, so fast as that went to Micah, did it? Did he? Let's have a look at that. Results. If you want to look at this, you can go to race-view.com and go to navigate to the GPVWC server. Yes, Micah did set the fastest lap by a 10th. It was important for him to do so, actually. Falkenhayn nearly took it, and Mounier was also very, very quick. But those three were the only three in the 22s. Falkenhayn will be so gutted, actually, if that was his pace, that he didn't manage to get past the stationary Magnussen off the line. So, yeah, just 8 points between the two teams. It's going to all come down to the wire here. And with Magnussen starting, presumably, pretty much last, it's anyone's.
Yep, and our final reverse grid pole of the season is a P10.
Oh, how many times have we had a P10 this season?
5.
Not many. Well,
quite 5 times.
It's almost a third.
It is the most we've had.
Shows the bias that we have towards the positions, doesn't it? That's crazy. I would never have guessed 10th was the one.
No, and I think that we need to have a word with Chris over the off.
Does that mean was there one of them that was not used?
P11.
Not, yeah, 11th was never it.
We have never had a P11 this season. I will show you all that. Well, I won't show you all, but I will show anyone that has access to the broadcast team chat the final table. In terms of frequency.
This is the most important document we've made all season in GPVWC.
Yeah. Oh no, my probabilities are wrong. Hold on.
Can you? No one else
one.
can see this. We're talking about something that's literally. Put this in the FS2
I'll put
chat.
it in FS2 chat. So everyone
Yeah. So obviously, if you haven't got access to the Discord yet, or you don't have Discord, we are everything that we talk about and stuff is basically our forum. So. Do connect with us on Discord if you haven't already. If you want to get started in GPVWC, there is an Academy series which is on Monday. There will be a race there. If you want to join and race for the first time here, it's open to everyone. Formula Sprint 2, of course, this is the final round of the season, in case you haven't noticed. But of course, next season there will be Formula Sprint 2. We have 4 leagues: Formula Sprint 2, Formula Sprint 1, Super Lights and Super League, and it is the career ladder, and named as such for that reason. It is something that you can progress through as the seasons go by and move your way slowly up. And we have had winners from Formula Sprint 2 also win in Super League. Jake Dennehan famously went from Formula Sprint 2 via Formula Sprint 1 to Super League, and won. It was champion in Formula Sprint 2. I think he was P3, I want to say, in the championship in Formula Sprint 1, and then won Super League in 2023. So it has been done, and I have no doubt it will happen again.
Yes, certainly. I think both Micah and Patrick Magnussen will have very, very good futures in GPVWC. In fact, a little bit of insider information. I believe KB86 is moving up to Super Lights next season, or they intend to move to Super Lights next season. So that should be an interesting move for Magnussen. And
Super Lights is a fun championship. It's I would actually argue Formula Sprint 1 of late has had slightly better drivers overall in that championship. Not to say anything about the specific winners and stuff. I think the creme de la creme in Super Lights is very good, but overall as a series, and certainly I was commentating on Superlights last season. I think Formula Sprint Ron has had better drivers. It's a kind of a forgotten series a little bit, Superlights.
Ron?
I just ignore me, but also listen. So Superlights is supposed to be like a kind of Super League 0.5, if you like. It's the race distances are 3/4 of the length of Super League. It's a good way to get started on the R&D system that we have in the top 2 leagues, where you can develop your car and have upgrades applied to the car and so on. It's actually really unique to GPVWC and a system I'm very keen on. I think it's a great feature that we have, and certainly stands it apart from most other sim racing leagues that have all cars are the same. And I think it's nice to have some differential and some actual management going on behind the scenes to improve the cars. Not quite the same as it used to be, where, whoa, that was a stationary car right in the middle of the final corner there for Mike Bell. But it used to be you could develop a car a good couple of seconds faster than everyone else. These days, I think it's a bit more balanced. But yeah, a good feature of Super League, but obviously none of that here in Formula Sprint 2.
Yeah, it is intended to be the simplest of series. In fact, I think it's more akin to Academy now, in terms of complexity, is FS2. And I don't know whether I like that or not, to be totally honest with you. Having driven no cars this season, I have no room to criticize, as we are pushed to the second race. And we're currently watching the grid. No, we're not. We're watching the pit lane. Is there any chance we get a camera that sees the lights? Because it feels like every single race this season, we don't get a camera.
Yeah, I don't know what happened, because we should have had visible lights there. I feel like the lights are on both sides of that particular gantry, and I wondered if Magnussen had not had the lights work for him on that basis. But yeah, Vince will do his very best. I'm certain he is very good at what he does. He'll sort that out for race 2 so we can see the lights go, hopefully. There's what, sorry? Should we watch on board, potentially? He said there's no other angle. Can we watch on board from like P5 or something, see if the lights go out? See what happens if we go P5 now. On board, can we see the lights from there? We would like to be able to see when the race starts, obviously. Yeah, that would be perfect. Let's just do that and then flip to TV cam for the race start. Sorry, a little bit of you can hear the sort of gossip of the behind the scenes production. Nice of you to be involved as a viewership into the stuff that happens. Right, grid time. Did you do it last time? You did, didn't you?
I did, indeed.
Does that mean it's my turn?
Yes.
Autodromo Jose Carlos Pache is what I should have put in the title of the broadcast. Corralo and pole, Patterson P2, Tuamala in P3, and I missed who was in P4. I couldn't tell you actually who was in P4. P5 is Junior Lopez, Gillette, Karatko, and Lawless. It was for Kuinov in P4. I should have said that. Mounier and Micah 9th and 10th, Cass Riedfeld and Ockenhaug 11th and 12th. This has been my worst grid readout of the season. Apologies. Shimon Kanda 13th, Ben Skinner 14th, Tice Youngstra in 15th, Andrea Kinaya in 16th place. 17th is Mike Bell, Philip Chavinsky in 18th place, Kurt Rotjov in 19th, Florian Haase in 20th. 21st, Josh Flynn, Johannes Lepit in 22nd, Samui Slavev 23rd, Domenico Scabelli in 24th. 25th is Caitlin Penny, Josh Dexter in 26th with Victor Silva, and Mihajlo Vicentievich in 28th. 29th is Mikhail Falkenhayn with Bjorn Golder in 30th, and the unfortunate Patrick Magnussen starting right at the back.
It really is an unfortunate position, because now your race 2 is going to have to be absolutely perfect. Although it doesn't have to be perfect if you want, unless you want to race in the first round of next season, because Patrick Magnussen is somewhat on thin ice. He's got 1 point one license point remaining until he receives a single race ban, which will carry over into the next season. So he has to be absolutely surgical.
I wonder. Look, I'm not going to put ideas into heads, but I wonder what would happen if he got reported for that technical failure. I don't think there's anything he can do really. But anyway, the lights are on for the final time this season, Alex. Oh, they went out extremely fast. And away we go, and we are racing. Can the Priority 1 Esports hold on to their front row start, or will there be some drama in the teams championship further back as we see them flow through the first couple of corners? One of them, Hunter Birch's round. I don't know which one that was. One of them cut the first couple of corners, and the other one was spinning towards the Armco. I think they've come out with a complete car. It's hard to say. Is the two Priority 1 Esports swap position, and Carrala takes the lead from Patterson as they head through Sector 1 and onto Sector 2 on the opening lap. It's not going to be completely given up by Patterson as he goes back through on the inside through the double right-hander, and waiting in the wings just behind them is Mikhail Tuamala for Cap Clay. Through the left-hander they go then, and 3 wide further back. There's contact! Was that Mike Bell? I think it was. Mike Bell drops down the order, and he's not been squeaky clean this season either. He's got to be careful. Magnussen already up to P20, by the way, so a great start from him. Micah and Mounier have moved up to 6th and 7th respectively as well. So it's still on this championship. Mounier's got to get ahead of Micah, you would say. But what an opening that was, Alex. Chaos up and down the field.
Yeah, I think at some points into turn 1 we were 4 wide for certain rows. I think there was 2 sets of 4 wide in turn 1 further back, and I think that was some of the chaos that was coming from that to the inside. Look, Mounier around the outside as we cut away. I don't think the move. Oh no! Oh, Mounier's round deflected by Micah.
Oh, Mounier for KV86. This is going to be Optiminals. What happened there to Mounier? Well, that means both KV86s are out of the points. Both Optiminals are scoring. Now, 8th and 10th, would that be enough to take the title? They're only 8 points back. I think it would,
Although it still has to be said whether there's fault in that contact. We'll have to see at the end of the race. Oh, contact between Vakanov and Lopez. Lopez is quite far off and loses out quite a few positions. Sorry, that was Tuamala, not Lopez. And oh no, there's more contact further back.
That's not KV86. It's Micah. Yes, it's Micah dropping down the field. He's now out of the points. What is going on? This has just been chaos the first couple of laps. This is not good. We need to have a bit more of a clean run towards the end. Micah's now side by side with, I think that's Joe Gillette, isn't it, who dropped down the field early on. What happened to Micah then between himself and the KV86? Who was it? What happened? What occurred? I want to see what happened there.
Yeah, I genuinely don't know, but Magnussen is going to try and get past Micah into turn 1, and it's going to be 3 wide between Gillette and Magnussen. Or Magnussen gets past Micah and tries around the outside of Gillette as well. That was a nice tiny double overtake for the KV86 driver, and that's a great resurgence in race 2. But here comes Micah now around the outside of Joe Gillette. Gillette is on the inside of Magnussen as well, although he's not able to make Micah, a slight bit of contact.
No, sideways! This is chaos, absolute chaos. Micah's going to try and make a move on Patrick Magnussen before the Magnussen can get away. Oof, trying to go down the inside of the double right-hander. I tell you what, this is spicy stuff for an end of season race, and it's been chucked down the inside goes Gillette on Micah round the outside. Oh, contact and sideways. Did Micah get? Yes, he did. Micah's reversing down the track. I think there's a wing. There's a wing in the air. Whose was that?
I genuinely don't know, but Micah, it's not Micah's.
Micah's not. He's last. Absolutely plumb last, Matusz Micah. What happened there? We've got so many replays to catch up. Micah still has all his wings. He's not definitely out of position for the points right now. Vicentievich it was who was sideways, and I think he's DNF'd as a result. Right, replay time. I don't really want to cut away from the action. So this is what happened between Mounier and Micah. Or, well, a little bit of a hip and shoulders move. Yeah, I think that's on Mounier turning in from first glance. So that's what happened there. I think he was given a bit of a nudge, and Meunier then turned in across the bows. I'm not 100% sure, but that's how I want to call that one. Don't need to see that again. What else have we got here, Vince? So here we go. So this is down the inside goes Gillette on Micah, and then Vicentievich on the inside. I think Micah's got into him, and then turned around himself. Oh.
And then a reading game joined in.
Is that Falkenhayn as well, by the way? Because if so, that's twice he's been completely luckless. And Micah not getting going straight away either. We go back to the live action, I believe. And we're looking at Junior Lopez. So in that space of a few corners, Meunier is out the points. Obviously, so is Micah. And the two priority ones still hold on to their first and second. And Brody Lawless is up to P4 as well. So he's had a great couple of races, actually, Brody, so far. But look at that. Ockenhaug's the only point score. Oh, sorry, Magnussen's in P14. But Ockenhaug is not doing enough for Optiminal now, is he? It's swung back towards KV86.
Yeah, definitely. And that's going to be an interesting fight as Craig Patterson to the inside of Yunus Kerala takes first from his teammate. But that's going to leave him vulnerable now to Junior Lopez coming up behind in third. And here we go in the slipstream. There's the cap clay. There's the two priority ones. And Lopez to the inside tries to get past Kerala. And there's contact, and Lopez almost spins round. Loses out to Brody Lawless. And I think Bobby Vakanov now here. And drops down to P5. Lawless up to third. A bit of grass scraping through the third corner. But otherwise...
Oh, no! Lopez! He's recovered, but he was nearly fully round there, and that would have been extremely dangerous, wouldn't it, Alex?
Yeah, and I think Magnussen's got past Ockenhaug. Something's happened to Ockenhaug.
What do you mean? He's in P10.
Ockenhaug?
Is in P10.
No, he isn't.
Yes, he is. Oh, no, he's not. He's dropping down. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. I'm so sorry. I was looking at race view. It hadn't updated for me. Yeah, what's happened to Ockenhaug? He's now P14. Helps to be looking at the live action, doesn't it?
Yes. Yes, it does.
Sorry. Yunus Kerala, look at Yunus Kerala. He is battling away with Patterson. They are both absolutely in their own race, aren't they, right now? And Brody Lawless doing his best to stick with them, but I think priority one have got this pretty much under control. A third of the race through.
Here comes Magnussen though, free wide into turn 3. Oh, yeah, I'm glad Magnussen backed out there. But someone's off wide. Ooh, that was close for Savinsky, and will get taken around the outside by the KV86 driver. And now that's going to leave Mike Bell vulnerable to Magnussen's wrath. I don't want to say wrath, but definitely his attack. And I think there was a bit of contact between Savinsky and Magnussen on the rear end, but it hasn't affected that much. And I think we're about to see a move to the inside. Never mind. Magnussen playing it safe, playing his cards right, and waiting for something to happen ahead of him. Here's Brody Lawless on the back of Yunus Kerala for second. And on the podium, moves to the outside. It's going to be a slipstream battle all the way down to the center S's. Here's Brody Lawless. Kerala in front of him into the first corner. No space whatsoever. Lawless to the inside, late on the brakes, but not late enough so far, as Kerala is able to hold on now. And wow, great racing all throughout the field once more. And Lawless is going to try again to get past Kerala into turn 3, but Vakanov is right there in that arrows-clad Hut Performance Racing car. And Lawless tries the outside, better on the brakes this time, and is able to stay there. But now, Bobby Vakanov is there, trying to pick up the scraps of this battle, tries the outside of Brody Lawless, and does make the move up into P3.
I have an issue. I can't watch the live Discord stream right now for some reason. It keeps pausing on me. Give me 2 seconds. But it looks like it looks like Vakunov has got through on Lawless, and of course that's Brody Lawless trying his best to get 2 podiums in 2 races. I think that would be the first time he does that this season. I would be correct in saying if he does do that. Are we watching Meunier? Is that right now?
Yes.
Yes, so Meunier is recovering, so now back into the points. I do apologise, everyone. I was watching not live action.
Yep. But here's Vakinov coming back at Brody Lawless on the inside into turn 1. And it's going to be a battle of late braking. Vakinov is lost on the inside there. Oh, they're close to contact. But Vakinov holds the inside but loses P3 again to Brody Lawless and is now vulnerable again to Junio Lopez, who's going to be in that slipstream and is going to be fighting all the way here for P3. Looks at the outside. Oh, I was expecting a late dive to the inside, but nothing of the sort has happened this time.
Oh, you know!
And well held by both drivers.
Oh, Kanda was round. Was that contact? I don't know. Oh, hello. Kanda defending, but round the outside goes Ben Skinner. I thought Kanda was trying to block him there, from what I could see. But Kanda does let Skinner go. Skinner goes through then up into P7, and here is Meunier, and they're still battling away with each other. Ockenhaug and Meunier. Optimal just aren't doing enough right now. It looks like KV86 are going to take the title. We've got a yellow flag in Sector 2 as well, so something else has happened. Patrick Magnussen, though, up 20 positions from his starting position, P11. There has been a fire lit, and he is now battling away with Mike Bell, trying to take that position, and I wouldn't count against him getting that before the race is over.
Yeah, there's fury in the eyes of Patrick Magnussen, and it's coming out now. On lap 9, we're halfway through this race, and Magnussen pushing all the way up to the rear diffuser of Mike Bell on the outside into turn 1. Someone's on the inside. Philip Savinsky late on the brakes, tries it, but he's unable to get the move done. No, there's 3 wides between Meunier.
Oh, no! I tell you what, there's been some epic battles, but way too much contact up and down the field. Somehow Mike Bell held on to P10 there. I wouldn't bet for that before that all started. Ockenau trying to go, Magnussen trying to go around the outside, switches back to the inside. Can he make the move as they head towards the double right-hander? He's on the outside now, trying to make it around the outside, unable to do it. And Bell holds on for Smile Power, but down the inside, here we go. Here comes Magnussen, and Bell still holds on. He's squeezing him. Magnussen trying to go around the outside. As it bang wheels as they head towards the right-hander. Bell's still there. They're still making contact. But finally, Magnussen makes his way through. And of course, there is Ockenhaug to pick up the pieces for KV86. And hopefully he can do so as they head onto the back straight.
Yeah, they say rubbing is racing, but that was certainly rubbing there between Bell and Magnussen. But here's Ockenhaug now on the back of Mike Bell into turn 1. Will have the better slipstream, the strongest slipstream, and he's going to look probably to the inside in turn 1. Mike Bell late to the inside, tries to get up the inside of Magnussen as well, but is unable to get it done. Ockenhaug on the inside, there's slight contact, but both of them stay the right way forward. Meunier further back is battling with Joe Gillette side by side in the slipstream, and we cut to it. He's going to be on the outside into turn 3 here, and it's going to be a nice late braking move, I would imagine, for Joe Gillette, but he is holding on as Meunier onto the curbs. They're still side by side now, heading into the double right-hander, but I think Joe Gillette has got the better pace here, but Meunier's on the inside, has the nicer line, and is able to get up to P14, but not without fight. Joe Gillette to the inside now, and I think there is where it terminates. Oh, there's still time yet.
Oh, there's 8 laps of this left, and I don't think this is all over either. There's going to be some deciding in the stewards room, and the problem is, though, is that I just don't think, even if KV86 are found at fault for some of these, I don't think Optimal are just scoring enough points, you know. Even if Magnussen, let's say, doesn't finish P10, it's not enough for Ockenhaug to finish P12. They need more than that, and Micah is making his way back through the pack, but is still 7 seconds off Magnussen here. as Vakuinov and Lawless go attacking each other down into turn 1. Down the inside on Ben Skinner goes Thijs Jongstra, and through he goes. That was a nice clean move for once this race as he runs wide through turn 2 though, and Skinner is all over the back of him again. Side by side, they're going to go down the back straight and towards the left-hander.
Yeah, Skinner again to the inside, trying to make it work, but is unable to. Scapelli battling further back with Joe Gillette and himself for that final points-paying position. And, there's a bit of a slide for Gillette, but Scarpelli is going to have the inside and the better run up to the next set of corners. The double right-hander. Here's Scarpelli for P15. Gets past Joe Gillette for Apex Grand Prix.
Yeah, and Scapelli, of course, scoring a point there for Apex. I think they are also in a bit of a squabble with... No, they're not. Sorry, my bad. It's Priority 1 and Cap Clay who are in the squabble for P4 in the championship. This is actually doing Priority 1's chances of taking that position the world of good as well, isn't it? So, yeah, here is Vakuinov then, and Lawless. So Vakuinov P3 right now. Lawless P4, trying to make his way down the inside. Can he do it as they're towards turn 1, Alex?
Well, I think it's almost possible here for Lawless. Oh, this contact! And Vakuinov, was almost about to be round before Lawless hit him the right way. But this contact constantly between these two drivers. And I think for Bowie Vakuinov, he's going to have to hold on for these last couple of laps. He's got 2 cars behind him, 3 cars behind him, if you count Lawless here fighting all the way to the end for P3. Lawless relentless in this attack, constantly on that rear diffuser, constantly trying to make a move around the outside, and he will try once more here, but I don't think he has the overlap or the overspeed here on Vakuinov. He tries the outside once more, but I think that's just going to put him deep and into a position where he can be overtaken by Junior Lopez, but I don't think that is happening just yet.
No, it's well, it's anyone's guess where anyone will finish right now, to be honest with you. There's still a third of the race left. I'm looking at Magnussen versus Ockenhaug as well. Magnussen has gapped that battle, but Ockenhaug now P11 ahead of Mike Bell, with Mounier waiting in the wings to take that position as well. And Bell is doing a great job at defending, as Lawless is going to get overtaken here, I think, by Junior Lopez as they head towards turn 1 once again.
Yeah, Lopez with that slipstream, but there's more rubbing. Even on the straight space is not being given. And I think the the third Cap Clay to the inside. Both of them get past Brody Lawless, but Lawless gets the better exit into turn 2 and is able to surpass. Brody Lawless gets past to Amala after being briefly overtaken there, but Lopez moves up to P4. Here's Patrick Magnussen on the back of Simon Kanda. Kanda must have made a mistake here. Both to the inside. Magnussen has to settle for the outside, but I think with a late braking move here, and he is later on the brakes, he gets past Simon Kanda, but he's onto the curbs, out wide. Worst exit. Kanda holds on to the inside for now. Magnussen not with a better side of this track, but they're side by side once more into the double right-hander. Magnussen's going to have to hold on, but we'll have a nicer set of opportunities here. And I think this is the move done into the hairpin, but it was close. And almost a bit of contact. He moves up to P9. Kanda's not giving up either. Kanda! Inside one more time. A bit of contact, but Magnussen has been able to hold on.
That was tight. I thought Kanda was going to make him rotate there. But yes, good move in the end. They're still squabbling, these two, for the lead of the race. And actually, it's anyone's guess who's going to win this. I think they're kind of working together to get away from the battles behind. There's just 5 laps left of this race, 5 laps left of the season. And wouldn't it be nice for Patterson to finish that one off with a win for him? Of course, Vakuinov in P3, and here comes Kanda back at Magnussen, trying around the outside. Magnussen holds on the inside, and Kanda doing a good showing of himself in this race as well, which is nice to see. Behind them, though, Ockenhaug versus Mounier is hotting up, and I think Mounier has got the run, as Kanda still not letting this one completely go. He's trying to go around the outside. Magnussen holds on. Behind them, though, side by side between Mounier and Ockenhaug. Who comes out on top, Alex?
Well, Mounier got onto those curbs as his teammate did just a couple of laps ago, or just last lap even. Loic Mounier has the inside this time into the double right-hander. There's a bit of contact and a bit of sliding, but Mounier on the inside.
Ooh.
Oh, it's not going to be given up easily by Magnus Ockenhaug here. And he's still holding on around the outside. There's a bit of contact, and he does fall back. And there's Savinsky going off as well. Doesn't seem to cost him that much. But Mounier still worrying about Ockenhaug.
I've just had an interesting message from Mike Bell. It said, Mounier has just deliberately wrecked me, which is very interesting wording from Mike Bell. I'd like to see a replay of that if I can. I don't think I saw that live footage, did we?
I don't think we did.
I don't think. I mean, I haven't seen much live footage this race, to be honest with you. Behind the scenes, I've had to rejoin a few times. I do apologise about that. But Carrala still fighting away with Patterson. Let's see if we can catch that replay, if we can, Vince. As Ockenhaug goes side by side down the inside of Mounier. Mounier's still there. Mounier almost forcing him off there. It looked a little bit like there was contact through turn 2, and Ockenhaug now sits behind Loic Mounier and in the slipstream as they head towards the double left-hander, and there's actually behind them as well, trying to get involved, is Filip Chavinsky for Frechinera, and Mounier, that looked like a bit more contact through the double left. Ockenhaug bounces across the runoff area and is now down to P14 as he's been overtaken by Scapelli as well.
Yeah. Oh, that's someone round there. Savinsky's round.
Oh,
that's caught up. Oh, no, it's Ockenhaug.
Ockenhaug's gone, and he's lost his front wing, and that will be the end of his fight for points in this race. Unfortunately for Ockenhaug, it's all gone wrong for Optiminal in this race, and now, in fact, Micah is in the points. Have we found the replay then? There's a replay. Down the inside goes.
This is what happened earlier on in the race.
Yeah, this is the
Vincent contention.
Yeah, that's the Micah one. Here's the Mike Bell versus Mounier one. I was looking forward to seeing this because Mike doesn't usually write that sort of stuff in a message to me. Oh dear me. I'd like to see that on board with Mounier.
Yes, definitely something we need to see on board.
I feel like Mike made a little bit of a move there. Difficult to completely tell. Nope, I think Bell was pretty much straight. I think Mounier has definitely made contact there in a straight line and unfortunately taken Bell out of the race. It was on second viewing, it was a bit more clear cut, wasn't it? And then this is what happened with Chavinsky, who I think did it by himself. Yes.
Yep.
And then, of course, unfortunately for Ockenhaug, he makes contact, and that takes Ockenhaug out of it. So Micah's now in the points. This is going to be a post-race nonsense, and I'm not here for it. Micah P13, Loic Mounier P11, and Magnussen P9. If the championship isn't over until it's over, but I tell you what, also isn't over until it's over is these two. Priority One Esports. Patterson now leads Carrala again. And Carral is still there fighting away. They've got to work together because Vakunov has closed in on them in the Hut Performance car and is right behind them on track. And for the last 2 laps of the race then, and the last 2 laps of the season, Alex, who's going to win?
Well, it's wide open now as Bobby Vakunov throws himself into the equation. Carrala looks to the inside on his teammate, but that's going to give him a world run compared to Vakunov here. It's somewhat sabotaged himself, because here comes Bobby Vakunov for second. Oh, into the double right-hander. They're almost close enough to start fighting here. Carrala not able Vakunov not able to capitalize on Carrala's slight misjudgment into turn 3, but look at how close they are now as Vakunov closed right up to the back of Jonas Carrala. And I think now for Carrala, it's his job to sort of protect Patterson here from Bobby Vakunov and try and keep him far away enough that he cannot sweep away the lead of the race and the win for the race at a critical moment here in the championship. Third is pretty much Patterson's at this point. And I don't actually know. Yeah, his title contender, but his P3 contender is no longer even in the points. But here comes Jonas Carrala. Here comes Bobby Vakunov onto the final lap of the race here at Interlagos. Carrala to the inside. slightly late on the brakes, but not able to get alongside his teammate for now. So here comes Bobby Vakanov, who will be trying to get into that slipstream, onto the back of this Priority 1 car, to the inside. Maybe a move done. And here we go. One more lap, one more tour, and one more chance for Bobby Vakanov to get further up into the podium positions. Kerala off the track, a little bit slidey, and is somewhat close to his teammate here, but so is Bobby Vakanov, right on the rear diffuser of that Priority 1 esports car, and will be looking to make a move further on in the lap. The concertina effect really shows in these couple of corners that Bobby Vakanov, his car right up to the rear wing of Yunus Kerala, and I don't think Vakanov will have an opportunity here unless he sends it right into the final corner.
Yeah, it's not going to be a send, surely. I mean, he's too far back, I think. I think this is going to be Patterson's win. Kerala P2. There's a huge question mark over the team's championship. Right now, it looks like KV86 are going to take it. There's no Optiminals taking any points whatsoever. Patterson does take the victory for Priority 1 Esports. He's very close to losing it over the line, but does take it from Kerala by just over a tenth of a second. P3 goes to Falkunov, Junio Lopez P4, Brody Laws P5, Tuamala P6, Youngstra and Skinner very close. And Magnussen and Skinner very close. Magnussen got him at the line. Kanda P10, Loic Munier P11, Scapelli 12th, Gillette 13th. Look at Gillette coming over the line. 14th place goes to Falkenhayn eventually, and 15th Johannes Lepit. Final points for him. That was a great race at the front, and just nonsense further back. Unfortunately, there was just way too much contact once again this season.
But 0.01 seconds between Skinner and Magnussen for the line there. Could not be closer.
Provisionally then, KV86 take the teams. Matusz Majka is the driver's champion. There's a lot of stuff to go through post-race penalties-wise, I'd imagine. But a 1-2 for Priority 1 Esports. They'll be happy with that in the Williams-themed livery. I can only apologise. I had some issues watching the stream in Race 2 for some reason. So I can only apologise if I was watching old action in Race 2 at any point. But other than that, I've thoroughly enjoyed this season, and I hope you guys have too. Remember, you can give feedback on your favourite commentators in the GPVWC feedback form. Hint, hint, and nudge, nudge. But Craig Patterson wins the final race of the season for Priority 1 Esports. A 1-2 for them from Kerala. Bobby Vakuanov P3 as Patterson's car gives up. 4th for Junio Lopez, 5th for Brody Lawless, Mikhail Tuamala P6, Thijs Youngstra P7, Magnussen 8th position from the back of the field, by the way, Ben Skinner 9th, and Shimon Kanda P10. 11th place goes to Loic Munier. Domenico Scarpelli was in P12, Joe Gillette P13, Falkenhayn was 14th place, Lepit 15th, rounding out the points. Micah was 16th place, Chavinsky 17th, Caitlin Penny 18th, Bjorn Golden 19th, and Kanaya P20 for Frijlan. And 21st went the way of Samui Slavev with Mike Bell in 22nd, Magnus Okanaug 23rd, Haza 24th, Kurt Rotiav 25th place, Josh Finn 26th, Damir Karatko 27th, Victor Silva 28th, Cas Rietveld, Dexter, and Vicentievich round out the DNFs. Alex.
It's physically impossible for KV86 now to lose the championship.
It is. But there was a lot of incidents.
No, it isn't.
No, Vince said it's possible.
I don't believe it is.
Yeah, it is obviously.
Not
It is obviously possible for Optiminal to make positions as a result of other penalties. There have been a lot of penalties this season, but I would say, as of right now, we can only commentate what we see. KV86 are currently teams champions, and it's got a bit of an asterisk next to it, I would say. But we'll see what happens post race. There was certainly some dubious incidents in that one. But there we go.
Like,
Vince has just said there were more reports made in Formula Sprint 2 than the rest of the career ladder combined. That doesn't surprise me. I mean, it's been up and down the racing this season. Let's have some
been
interviews. It has been fun to commentate on. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. But the standards in this season have been varying somewhat. That race is Formula Sprint 2 in a nutshell, I would say. We're going to do a couple of interviews. I would like to speak with our champion Mateusz Majka if we can. That would be good. Let's speak to race 2 winner Craig Patterson first. Mr. Patterson.
Hello.
Mr. Patterson.
Mr.
How's it going?
Oh, well, perfect way to end the season.
Yes, for Priority 1 and yourself.
Yes. Oh, great. Yeah, I'm sweating, but yeah, I think that was a bit more enjoyable than Imola. Imola was just stressful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm really happy with tonight. Yeah, Jonas, massive props to Jonas. He kept behind me, didn't put me under too much pressure, and yeah, managed to bring home a 1-2. Happy days.
Yeah, and P3 in the championship as well for yourself.
Yeah, I would not imagine that at the beginning of the season, but yeah. Yeah, a bit lost for words. I'm quite happy. Well, I'm over the moon. Yeah.
Excellent. Are you going to move yourself back up to FS1 next season, considering you have come from there in the past?
Well, my one outing at China this year didn't exactly go too well. I am driving on Thursday, but we'll see. At the moment, I don't think I will, but we'll see. You never know what can happen.
Yeah, sure. And of course, you messaged me before the events, saying, of course, about the potential championship positions. You did also say ready for the chaos tonight. I can tell you, race 2 was absolute chaos from the broadcast point of view. Have fun watching that.
I will. Can I say, well done to you and Alex. You two have been on comms. You two have been amazing this season.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Are we the best?
Yeah, I would say. Well,
did you put it on
I did put you two down. So yes, you two.
Yes.
You two complement each other really well, and you do really well. So yeah, well done.
Thank you so much, Craig. I really appreciate that. I would say Vince is also behind the scenes on cameras as well, and has to put up with us every other week. So
commiserations, Vincent. Commiserations.
Thank you, Craig. Yes, it's summarised the season for us, Craig, just quickly.
Better than I expected.
Oh, nice. I like that.
Yeah.
Thanks, Craig. Nice one, mate.
Yeah. Cheers, guys. See you around.
Craig Patterson for Priority 1 Esports Race 2 winner. Who have we got waiting for an interview? We've got Patrick Magnussen. So let's drag him in. He's currently he's currently doing some sort of live stream complaining, I'd imagine. Patrick, welcome to the commentary box. Hello. So obviously,
obviously, great season. I P1. Yes, no. Yeah.
It's obviously race 1 didn't go your way at all. What? Explain in your own words what happened.
So I land up P2. I'm like, okay, set the clutch. Okay, brake. Okay, and then like I try the throttle. Okay, then boom, engine off. I'm like, what the fuck? Try to turn it on. It turns on. I turn the engine on. I press throttle. I get no engine revs. If you watch the replay, I had fucking the engine back when the light went
please, Patrick, please, Patrick, try to mind your language.
I didn't know. I don't even know what they said, but yeah. Okay, what do you have to ask?
Yeah. So no throttle, obviously nightmare. How did you fix it for race 2? Just unplug it, plug it back in.
Yeah. I also like my rig fell apart like in quali. That's why I was like a minute late out on the track. If you noticed or not.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, it pretty much explains how my season has been so far after fucking friendly Spain.
Oh my goodness.
I'm so sorry.
No, you misheard me. You misheard me.
Okay.
I think it's best you talk more. Okay, same more.
Oh my god.
Oh dear.
Patrick, commiserations on the championship. It was a great drive in race 2, though, and overall, we believe KV86 have won the team's championship provisionally. There was some absolute nonsense going on in race 2, so there's going to be some penalties, I'd imagine.
I think even with penalties, all the penalties that we could get, I think we'd still win. I think.
Yeah, it just.
I'm in the server.
Yeah, it's you have one on paper, even with penalties for both KV86s. Optimal didn't score enough points. Of course, there are penalties for other people that could potentially make a difference as well. Yeah. I don't want to talk about that for now. KV86 are champions, so well done on that.
Yeah, I mean, that was the goal to begin with. Driver Championship was never on the table until we saw we could do it, maybe. But in the end, they're just pretty unlucky, you know. Baku,
yes.
And Spa. I get taken out.
Nay.
Spa get taken out and just and then 30 place grid penalty after Imara. It's just a lot of unlucky moments, but yeah. Okay. I mean, I learned a lot from the season, so I mean,
good.
Let's see what happens next year.
And give us a one sentence
without
summary. One sentence summary of the season in your own language.
In Icelandic.
Yes.
Okay. Þetta var mjög gaman. Ég ætla ekki að blóta meira því annars verður örugglega að byrja að öskra með eitthvað. Þannig að já, þetta bara helviti nice, sko.
Thanks, Patrick. Well done this season. Well done this season.
Thank you for commentating most of the races.
Thank you.
Most of them, Toby.
Yeah.
Well, I missed one for England.
You missed 2. Don't care.
I missed one. Yeah. All right. Merry Christmas. Thank you. Bye.
No, it's Halloween.
Merry Christmas.
Who should we interview? I want to speak to Remco Dezeo as Optimal manager, if I can, to get his independent view on what happened. I think I will speak to him first. Domenico Scapelli has messaged me as well. He wants to be interviewed. I think we'll do Remco first, just quickly, because I like Remco, and he does speak sense. So, Remco Dezeo. Hello.
Oh, hello. I did not expect that.
Well, you're team manager of Optimal, right?
That's right.
Yes. How do you view race 2?
Yeah, that was interesting. Let's call it that. I think it was hard racing, somewhat fair, somewhat unlucky. Especially what happened with Magnus. I think someone spun ahead of him and he just collected him.
Yeah, nothing you can do about that. That was unfortunate to watch.
Yeah.
Watch fall out in front of us. I mean, I saw it and I knew something was about to happen. I was just not expecting it to be Magnus caught in the crossfire. It seems like the story for the season for him, for the most part.
It was surely unlucky, yeah. But at the same time, I think we should be really proud of ourselves to even have a chance at the title, considering we were... I think I was talking to someone before this interview. I think it was 150 points.
Wow.
Maybe not even 5 races ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, to even have a chance at this is just amazing, and I think we should be proud of that.
Yes, I agree. I mean, you've had obviously Micah came in for Ribbley at Optimal, of course, and fought his way through as well to be in contention. Would you say, would you say if things had gone a different way, do you think you would have won the team's championship this round, or was it just a bit too much of a gap?
There's always these moments, like for example, Silverstone, where we opted to put Micah out on the wet tires.
Yeah.
And he went from P1 to P18, if I remember correctly. But then again, Patrick had his wheel issues in, I think it was Baku, maybe Singapore. So it was a bit back and forth. I don't think it would have mattered anyways.
Fair enough. What's your plans for next season with Optimal? Move up to FS1?
No, actually, I don't know. Yeah, actually, yeah. Let's announce it. It's fine. We'll be moving up to Superlights.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. That's going to be a strong championship next year. Superlights. I think there's a few people
it's a big step,
to move up. Yeah. So yeah, I think you should get that slot as well. You have definitely shown, certainly in other series in sim racing as well, that you can compete at the higher levels. So Yes, let's best of luck to that application. We'll see at the GPVWC day whether you get that slot.
Yeah, well, thank you very much. And I hereby want to congratulate KV86, by the way, for the team's title, before I forget. So
Yes.
we had our back and forth, but I really respect the team and the drivers, so just want to get that out there.
Well done, Remco. That's nice to hear as well. Thank you for putting up with myself and Alex a couple of times this season as well.
Yeah, that was good fun.
Remco Dzeo from Optimal there. Right, your turn, Alex. Pick a random person. Let's interview them.
Pick a random person.
Yes, it's the end of the season. You can do what you want.
Bobby Vakanov.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Hello, Mr. Vakanov.
Hello.
How are you?
Oh, I'm great. Thank you. How are you?
Yes.
Yes. You are yes.
How's it going? Obviously, an up and down season for you. But a podium last time out at USA. I think that was your first of the season. Yes, I think it was.
Yeah, the first or second. I don't even remember the first half of the season. It was so long ago. But yeah, I'm just glad I'm able to finish it on a high.
Yes.
You know, I've had pace like the last 5 races or so. I've had decent pace, and I'm glad that it has materialized in a podium in the last 2 races. So I even had a little chance of getting the win. So I thought, I was half a second off the win, which is the closest I have been. So that's something I'm happy about. Yeah, I think the race was decided in the early part. Race 2, I'm talking about. The 2 priority ones managed to get off while me and Brody were fighting. At first I thought Brody is gonna get them, so when he overtook me, I was thinking, I'm just gonna not overtake and let him go, but then I caught up to him and we had a battle, and yeah, the priority one just ran off into the distance, and I couldn't battle for P1.
And of course, driving for Hut Performance, is that something you're going to do next season as well?
Yes,
Is that your plan?
I'm gonna be there for the next season again with Hut, again with Johannes,
Nice.
and we're getting better results in the team championship than last year, and hopefully we can bring it a few places higher for the next year as well.
Nice. Well, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
I appreciate your time. Just in your own words, in your own language, actually, please. Just one sentence to summarize your season.
Началото беше по-зле, после беше по-добре, но като теглим чертата съм доволен.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
My turn for a random person. It's the end of the
Yes.
season.
We're just going for everyone.
Oh, not everyone. I want to pick random people to speak with. Menno Klont has left immediately. He doesn't want to be
Fair enough.
interviewed.
I can't blame him.
Okay. Scapelli, yes, I can bring Scapelli in.
Oh.
Domenico.
Hello.
Hi.
Oh,
How are you?
I'm fine.
Good. You messaged me. Would you like to speak?
Oh, yes.
So, fire away, Domenico. What would you like to talk about in an interview?
I want to thank everybody I've met in this debut season for Apex GP. I'd like to thank every driver. It was a really fun season. And it was a fun race today as well, but I hope to see fighting like this again next year in wherever category we're going to go, because I don't think we're gonna stay in FS2.
Mhm.
But yeah, and I hope you're going to commentate next year in FS2 as well, because I might have got a drive somewhere, so I'm gonna race as primary from the start of
No.
the season this time. So
I don't. I don't think me and Alex. I think we're going to try to do a different season potentially, a different series potentially. I'm not sure. Haven't completely decided what we do.
We'll
we
have
do
a meeting in the middle.
We'll
of
have a
it.
we'll have a conflab. But yes, I mean it has been a lot of fun commentating on this series, and of course Apex. You know, if Latinen had stayed around, he could easily have been fighting for the championship right at the end. Will he be back next season for you?
Oh yeah, I'm
Excellent.
probably gonna announce it now, but next year's lineup is gonna be the same as this year. So both Yas and Oliver together again. I
Nice.
think we're a great team together, and we can do really great.
What happened with Taras last season? Obviously this season, sorry.
Well, that's quite tricky situation. Like that, it's a long story, but like, if I can say it, he wanted to move in FS1, and I let him buy. Then, like, there was Loic,
Mm-hmm.
because everything happened that same week, let's say. So I signed Loic to replace. It was the other spot, the one where Yas was, because also recently to that day, Yas left for his service.
Yes.
So I don't know if there has been a massive misunderstanding or whatever, but it ended up signing Loic for Oli, and then Oli moved up to FS1. But I'm happy that he moved to FS1. At least he got some experience for future, maybe next season. Maybe we'll still see. I submitted the interest for next season, but I still need to wait for GPV Day to know if the team is gonna be moved up in FS1 or SL2 or whatever it is.
Well, I mean, you have got P3 in the championship. I would say the top 3, if they do want to move up, usually get that opportunity to do so. It's not guaranteed, of course. It depends. But yeah, I mean, obviously the intention is with a career ladder that both all the teams that do well can move up, if you see what I mean. So hopefully that works out for you, Domenico.
Yes, I hope that as well.
Perfect. Thank you so much for speaking with us, and thank you for your kind words as well about your team and stuff.
Yes. Bye.
Bye. Vince, are you able to unmute yourself for? Oh, you don't want to talk? I'd love to ask you a question. He doesn't want to. You just speak to that. Okay. I wanted to ask you your honest opinion of this season, but now I'll have to translate if you actually if you were to give it. But no worries. I'll just ask Alex. He's got a voice. A lot of ups and downs and crazy races. Vince says, yeah, fair enough. Alex, I think I second that.
It's hard to give a different opinion than that, to be fair.
Yeah, the racing has been somewhat good, on occasion excellent, very exciting, yes, for sure. You never know what's going to happen when you go into a Formula Sprint 2 event. I will say this, and I have said this a few times this season, the standards have to improve next season in Formula Sprint 2. There's just been way too many penalties, way too many reports. They just should not be happening in what is, obviously to effectively Division 4 of our career ladder here, but this is, an advert for GPVWC, and this season on occasion it has been a pretty poor advert, I would say. That is not to say it's been consistently like that. There have been incidents, and it's been quite rare that it's been really rubbish. But yes, as you say, it's been. I mean, yes, I tried to make it as fun as possible, but there have been times where it's been really hard to watch some of the driving that's been going on. All of that said, we've come out with a deserved champion. We've got we've had some decent races this season. We talked about that earlier in the warm-up, and the biggest thing for me, I think me and you, Alex, at least, have tried to make it as fun as possible for everyone.
Yeah, and it has been a lot of fun to commentate as well. Sometimes it does feel like a chore after a certain bad race or something that wasn't exactly, to plan, but in the end, it keeps bringing you back. It's been a fun year.
Yes,
just under a year. And to think at the start of this season, I had only commentated on Roblox races. So this is a true story, by the way.
Wow. Roblox.
Roblox racing.
Was that any better standards-wise?
Well, you see, you can't hit other people in that, so.
Oh,
yes.
fair.
Yeah.
Really? So it's just a hot
Yeah.
lapping competition, basically.
Yeah, it's hot lapping competition, basically. Yeah, kind of boring.
Yeah, fair. How do you commentate on that?
I don't know. I don't know.
But there we are. Well, it's been a pleasure commentating alongside you, Alex, to be honest.
Definitely.
And thank you for your consistent appearance and also doing other series as well.
I have
It's
a better
been
attendance rating than you.
You do. We've done. Did we do Super Lights together?
Yeah, we did Imola.
Imola,
together.
yes. Oh God, yeah. With the 20 car pile up on lap 1.
Yes.
Yes.
But should have been a red flag, but
Well, we debated that for a few
that's
laps.
the
didn't we?
argument that
Yeah, but overall, I've had fun, and I sincerely hope that everyone who's watched Formula Sprint 2 this season has also had fun, because that's ultimately what we're here for. Everyone should be here to have some fun. This is our hobby. This can be your hobby too, and thank you for tuning in. It will be a long winter, but we will be back. Myself and Alex hopefully will be back together next season, whether it's in Formula Sprint 2 or another championship will remain to be seen. Alex, final thought.
Well, it's just been a great race to end off on. Of course, there's been the incident here and there, but it's just been nice. I don't want to say nice, but great racing. Great in a way, traditional racing, very resemblant of what you would see from the 2000s liveried cars that we've been racing around in today. So yeah, it's been an exciting season, and I have definitely enjoyed it start to finish. But a great way to have both titles decided in the last two races of the season. And yeah, like you said, I would hope to be commentating again alongside you next year, even in FS2 or in another series.
Yep, absolutely. Well, thank you, Alex. I've been Toby Davis. I've been joined by Alex Foulkes, Vincent Gutt on cameras. A big thank you to Chris Williamson for working everything up behind the scenes. Chris Butcher for dealing with all of the incident reports and the whole DC committee. The committee as a whole, looking at all the reports throughout the season. Will Panisi for hosting GPVWC. There is 3 more series left. Actually 4. Sorry. There's Academy on Monday, of course. Thursday will be the Formula Sprint 1 finale. Tuesday the Superlights finale, and Super League will be next Thursday. There's still a fight on in that for the teams championship as well. So plenty more action to watch. But for myself and Alex, it's goodbye for this season. We will see you again. But until then, thank you so much for watching.
Bye-bye.